Okay, so once again, welcome back everyone. Now see over here. So consider this as 2 by 2 determinant, right? How we are going to solve this 2 by 2 determinant? X naught into F1 minus F naught into X1 or not? Okay, so X naught into F1 minus F1 F naught into X1. And what is extra over here? Just take difference of this F1 minus F naught. This is your X2. Is it clear now? Right. So your X2 is somewhere between X0 and X1. Right. It is not exactly between, but somewhere between X0 and X1. Now, again, based on your value of F2, you have to determine that at which interval you should move. Right. So suppose you have already determined your interval. Now you are having two options. Either you will choose this interval or this interval from right hand side or left hand side. Either you will choose this interval or this interval. So both the intervals I will show you. Suppose you are choosing left interval. So for left interval, what will be your next formula for x3? So here your x3 will become x0 f2 minus f0 x2 divided by f2 minus f0 or not. See over here, x3 is f2 x0, that is x0 f2 minus f0 x2 minus f0 x2 divided by f2 minus f0. Okay, so this is here. Now suppose you are choosing this interval, which is your x2 to x1. So for that, x2 f1 minus f2 x1 divided by f1 minus f2 or not. So here your x3 will be x2 f1 minus f2 x1 divided by f1 minus f2. Is it clear now? Please give me some response. Okay. मेथड क्लियर हुई स्टूडेंट्स? कैसे फॉर्मूला याद रखनी और सारी चीजें. ओके, शैल वी मूव टू प्रॉब्लम नाउ. Now see this problem and then we will see last method, that is second method. So find x2 and x3 by using regular falsy method. F of x is equal to x cube plus x minus 1 equal to 0, where your x0 is equal to 0.5, x1 is equal to 1. So suppose your f of x is this. Okay, so first let us find value of f of x2 and f of x3. Sorry, f of x0 and f of x1. Okay, so here our f of x0, that is f of 0.5, is 0.5 cube plus 0.5 minus 1. So if you find this value from Kelsey, you will get minus 0.375, which is less than 0. F of 1 cube plus 1 minus 1, it is 1 greater than 0. Okay, so we can find x2 easily, right? Just remember this x0 x1 f0 f1, right? So here your x2 is x0 f1 minus f0 x1 divided by f1 minus f0. Okay, from here towards here. So what is x0 over here? x0 is 0.5, f1 is 1, f0 is minus 0.375, x1 is 1, divided by f1 minus f0, f1 is minus 0.375, minus f0 is 1. So if you simplify this, right, you will get, I think I have made some mistake. F1 is 1, yes, in denominator I have made one mistake. So f1 is your 1, f0 is your 0.375 minus. So it will become minus minus plus. So if you simplify this, your answer will be 0.69. So this is your x2. Now you have to find x3. To find x3, first you need to determine f of x2 is negative or positive. So f of x2, it is f of 0.69 is equal to 0.69 cube plus 0.69 minus 1. So this will be equal to, sorry, my mistake, it is 0.64. Okay. Okay. So 0.64 cube plus 0.64 minus 1. If you simplify this, you will get minus 0.0979, which is less than 0. So if it is less than 0, what will be your next interval? X0, X1, this is your X2, F0, F2, F1. Right. Your F1 is positive. This is negative. F2 is negative. So your interval will be this or not. So let us apply over here formula. So now our X3 will be X2 F1 minus F2 X1 divided by F1 minus F2. So if you put all these values and you will further simplify, you will get 0.672. Is it clear now? Please give me some response. Right. So this was
Sir,
all
repeat करो
about
ना.
your regular falsy method. Okay.
सर ये x3 का फाइंड करने कैसे किया वो रिपीट करो.
Okay, वो repeat कर रहा हूँ. Okay. So for that, first we found f of x2, right? So your f of x2 value came negative. So now you're at f naught, that is at x naught your f is negative, at x2 your f is negative, and at x1 your f is positive. So if your f2 is negative, you have to check your interval, right? If your f of x2 is negative, then your next interval will be from x2 to x1. Right, the same method we are choosing for bisection method. Just you have to choose your interval such that it contains one sign negative and one is positive. So if I choose this interval, here both signs are negative. But if I choose this interval, it is negative to positive. So my interval is this. So I will apply this formula over here. If I have to apply regular falsy formula over here, that means I will do this determinant symbols over here. So x2 f1 minus f2 x1 divided by f1 minus f2. Right. So this is my f2 or not. So if I put all this value in this equation, I will get this. Is it clear now? Chalo, great. Now see over here. Let us start new method. That is our second method. Okay. Or that is last method of numerical solution of linear and non-linear equations. Now see steps for second methods are. So it is same as your regular falsy method, but in this case you don't need to check for step 2 or step 3 for which interval you should proceed. That means you have to proceed in single direction only, right? So let me give you its steps first. So it is similar to regular falsy, except that in this method you need not have opposite sign in the interval, right? It is same as regular falsy or regular falsy method, but here your function did not or need not have opposite sign in interval x0 to x1. So it is not necessary that your function is having opposite sign. If it is having same sign, then also you can move forward, right? That is, its meaning is your f of x0 into f of x1 can be positive or negative, right? Their product can be positive or negative, can be greater than 0 or less than 0, no issue. But what is different over here? But definitely we are not checking this much thing, so it does not guarantee for convergence of root. Here this iteration formula will take you to one value, but it is a root or not, it is not guaranteed, right? So that's why this method does not provide guarantee for convergence of the root. And this line was asked in GATE. Okay, this line was asked in GATE for 1 mark question. I will show you that question as well. That which of the following method does not provide or do not provide guarantee for convergence of the root. So only one method is there, second method. All the other methods are providing you the convergence or guarantee for convergence towards the root. Now, what is its iteration formula? Okay, so its iteration formula is same as regular falsy only. See over here. In regular falsy, what we were doing is, suppose this is x0, x1, f0, f1. So we were applying that formula over here first, right, in this two. So we were getting x2 as f1 x0 minus f0 x1 divided by f1 minus f0, isn't it? After that, we were thinking that this your x2 or f of x2 is negative or positive, and based on that we were choosing one interval. But here just you have to put this x2 and f2 over here, and based on this you have to find f3. So based on this your f3 will be, or x3 will be, sorry, x1 f2 minus f1 x2 divided by f2 minus f1. Are you getting my point? No need to check where x2 lies. In the same way, once you got x3, just put x3 f3 over here, and with the help of this find x4. Are you getting my point? Please give me some response. Okay, so here if you have to find its iteration formula, so based on this 2 first, okay, that is this x0, x1, f0, f1, you can find x2. And after getting x2, just you have to write that value of x2 on right hand side, and based on that other x1 and x2, you can find value of x3, right? So based on this x0, x1, you can find value of x2. Based on this x1, x2, you can find value of x3. And similarly, for next step, based on this x2 and x3, you can find value of x4. And this process will continue till you want. Are you getting my point? Please give me some response. Okay, and so on. Okay, so this is your iteration formula for second method, and this iteration formula was asked in GATE 2015 CSE. Okay, this was asked in GATE 2015 CSE. Okay, but one thing about this method is it is not reliable, right? Because it does not provide guarantee. So that's why you cannot rely on this method. Okay, that the answer you are getting, it is right or wrong, you cannot rely on this method. It is root or not. Okay, that you should remember this carefully. Now, so let me give you one problem based on this second method. Find x2 and x3 by using second method if f of x is x cube minus 2x minus 5 equal to 0, x naught equal to 2, x1 equal to 3. So same method we have to apply over here or not? Okay. For x naught and x1, आपको क्या अभी यहाँ पे नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव चेक करने की जरूरत है? Right. No need to check negative positive. Just find f of x naught first. Right. So f naught is f of 2, which is 2 cube minus 2 into 2 minus 5. It is your minus 1. Find f1 over here. It is f of 3. It is 3 cube. Sorry. 3 cube minus 2 times 3 minus 5. So this will give you 16. Right. So now you are having x naught, x1, f naught, f1. So based on this, you can find x2 or not. Right. What is your formula? Here only f1 x0 minus f0 x1 by f1 minus f0. f0 x1 minus f1 x0 divided by f1 minus f0 or not. If you'll put all this value, you will get 2.05 over here. Right. Now to find x3, क्या आपको check करना पड़ेगा positive है negative है? Do you need to check that? No. Just directly apply this formula between f2 and f3, right? Oh, sorry, between f1 and f2, x1 and x2. So this is your formula, x1 f2 minus f1 x2 by f2 minus x1, right? So x1 f2 minus f1 x2 divided by f2 minus f1. So this will become, if you put all this value, 2.08. Is it clear now? Okay. So this is your second method. So here we are concluding first branch of this chapter, that is solution of linear and non-linear equation. Now we are going to compare all these methods, and based on this comparison you can expect questions in exam. Right, and based on that comparison also, after that I will give you 4 different statements, and from that 4 different statements I will show you one question. Okay. Okay. So is it clear now? So here we have completed all our methods. So Newton-Raphson method, already in starting only I have shown you that from Newton-Raphson method many questions have came in GATE till now, right? So we emphasize more on Newton-Raphson method. From rest of the methods, not so many questions are here till now GATE. Only questions based on theory, few questions based on theory, right? So we have seen its theory in proper detail. This is our bisection method. After this bisection method, we have seen this regular falsy method, right? And then this second method, and what is the relation between all of them. So let us analyze all these 4 methods and find their order of convergence, right? If you remember in Newton-Raphson method, I have shown you that order of convergence, or your Newton-Raphson method's order of convergence is 2, isn't it? Or it is having quadratic convergence. So that's why for that f double x should not be equal to 0. So let us compare all these methods and order of convergence. Now see over here. I have to make one table over here. I will write all the methods on first column. I will write its order of convergence in second column. I'm going to give you all these methods once again, but in ascending order, right? So your first order is for bisection method. The bisection method is having linear order of convergence. That means its order of convergence is 1. Okay. Linear order of convergence, its order is 1. Then Regula-Falsi. Regula-Falsi method is having also linear order of convergence. So its order is 1. Third method is second method. Okay. In second method, order of convergence is good. But what is its disadvantage? You cannot rely on it. Okay. So its order of convergence is superlinear. And its order of convergence is 1.62. That's why it is superlinear. But you cannot rely on it. Okay. And last but not the least, Newton-Raphson. So it is having quadratic convergence, isn't it? That's why we learned it in more detail. It is having your quadratic convergence, so its order of convergence is 2. Okay, now from this table, if I tell you that which question came how many times, so this order of convergence of bisection method came 2 times in GIT. From second method, it came 3 times in GIT. This I am telling about, telling to you till 2015. Okay, and from Newton-Raphson, it came 5 times in GIT till now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 2015. Are you getting my point? Is it clear or not? Right. So order of convergence for bisection and Regula-Falsi is linear. Second is superlinear, and Newton-Raphson is 2. Okay. Now, what is order of convergence? We'll not go in detail of that, right? Because it is your core maths part. Okay. It is not required for our engineers now. हाँ, second method का क्या बताऊं रोशन? Method or only order? Superlinear.
सुपरलीनियर का मतलब क्या है?
हाँ, अब exactly the meaning of superlinear is nothing, but see, its order is 1.6. Okay, so it is between 1 and 2. For 1 it is linear, right? And for 2 it is quadratic. So that's why 1.62 is in between linear and quadratic. That's why it is termed as superlinear. There is not any other significance of it. If I tell you about order of convergence in a little bit detail, so this order of convergence is defined as, you all know that we are going to take iterations over here, isn't it? X0, X1, X2, X3, so that we can, this iteration values will converge to our root. So error between these two values, X1 and X0, this error is called your E0, right? This error is called your first error, that is E0. This error is called your E1. This error is called your E2, right? E0 is X1, exactly, see over here. Error is exactly exact minus approx. See over here. This is my mistake, sorry. So every time, if you know your exact value of root, suppose your exact value is X, which you are finding with analytical method, these are your approximate value. So for X1, if you are finding exact minus approx, that is X minus X1, this is your error 1. This is your X minus X2, this is your error 2. This is your X minus X3, this is your error 3. Now our aim is to reduce this error each and every time, right? So that we can move towards our root very fastly. So this is exact value. These all are approximate values. Okay. So Now, what is the formula of error? Error is equal to exact minus approx. For this chapter, you need to remember this. Okay, we are going to use it in all different methods. Error equal to exact minus approx. यहाँ पे confusion क्या होता है? What is the main confusion over here? In exam, you will get confused that it is exact minus approx or approx minus exact. So for that, just remember this. Your E and E should be together, right? So error is equal to exact minus approx. EE. Okay. Now, so what is order of convergence over here? If your next error is equal to previous error to the power p, understand this carefully. If your next error is equal to something multiplied by your previous error to the power p, then your p is called order of convergence. Okay. So if you observe, in bisection and regular falsy, here your next error will come as or 1 power of previous error. And in superlinear, or I can say in second method, your next error will come as something multiplied by 1.62 power of previous error. Okay, where this is your order of convergence. Is it clear now? So now I have explained you what is order of convergence as well, right? This is not important based on gate point of view, but this is important based on gate point of view, that error equal to exact minus approx. This is important on gate based of or gate point of view of gate. Is it clear now? Okay. Please give me some response. And here, if p increases, then error value decreases, right? It is reaching to root very fastly. The fastness of convergence is called order of convergence. Newton-Raphson method converges to root very fastly. Second method converges to root next fastly, but it is not reliable. Okay, because of 1.62 speed से आपको पहुंचा तो देगा, right? Its speed will be 1.62, but you cannot rely. Now, one more note about Newton-Raphson method is it takes least number of iteration if the curve is having larger slope value. If your function slope value is larger, that is f dash x is having higher value, then it will take least number of iterations. Okay. That is, while the graph is crossing the x-axis, if it is nearly vertical, then this method takes least number of iterations. Okay. So you can write that note. Let me give you that note separately. So note for Newton-Raphson method. Formula for xn plus 1 is xn minus f of xn divided by f dash xn. Right. So if your slope is larger, that means this is larger. If this is larger, then whole fraction, value of whole fraction will decrease. And if value of whole fraction is decreased, right, this is your xn minus f of xn or not. Or I can say error between these two will decrease. If your whole value will decrease, then difference between these two, right, this difference will decrease. So see over here. So Newton-Raphson method takes least number of iterations if the curve has high slope value. Okay. And what is the meaning of high slope? Right. Your tangent should be nearly vertical. Right. That while crossing towards x-axis, your curve should be vertical. Is it clear now? Right. For Newton-Raphson method. Now, let me give you 4 different properties, and based on those properties, let me give you one example so that we can conclude this portion of numerical methods, linear and nonlinear equation. So let f of x is nth degree polynomial. If f of x is nth degree polynomial, first, number of positive real roots in f of x, number of positive real roots in f of x are at most means maximum, at most number of sign changes in f of x equal to 0, are at most number of sign changes in f of x equal to 0. Second, number of negative real roots in f of x are at most number of sign changes in f of minus x equal to 0. Now, number of imaginary roots are at least n minus 1 plus 2. Right, n minus 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 means your answer came in 1 and your answer came in 2. Fourth, every odd degree polynomial contains every odd degree polynomial contains every odd degree polynomial contains at least one real root. Every odd degree polynomial contains at least one real root. Now see over here. Now I will explain this. This all are self-explanatory, isn't it? Just I have to explain you what is sign changes or what is the meaning of sign changes. Let me explain you this with this example. Suppose our question is p of x is equal to x to the power 5 plus x plus 1 equal to 0. Now it has, your options are A, all complex roots, B, all real roots, C, 1 real and 4 complex, and D, 3 real, 2 complex. Now this model is repeated 4 to 5 times in GATE. Okay, till 2015. Till 2015 it was repeated 4 to 5 times in GATE. Right, now see over here. If p of x is x to the power 5 plus x plus 1, now which type of roots it is having? Let us try to find this out. So based on the condition C, every odd degree polynomial contains at least one real root. So p of x is odd degree polynomial or not? P of x is x to the power 5 plus x plus 1. Right, its degree. Degree means maximum power of variable. It is 5. It is odd. So it is having at least one real root. At least one real root. So if it is having at least one real root, implies your option A is wrong or not. Right, now it cannot have all complex root. At least one real root to hoga. Now first condition, number of positive real roots in f of x are at most number of sign changes in f of x equal to 0. So how many sign changes are here? If p of x is x to the power 5 plus x plus 1. So here its sign changes are, its sign is nothing but plus. From plus to plus, no change. Plus to plus, no change. Plus to plus, no change. So here number of sign changes in P of x is equal to 0 or not. That means number of positive real roots are maximum, at most number of sign changes in f of x. So it is maximum number of sign changes in f of x. So here no positive real roots. Okay. Now let us check about negative, no positive real roots. Now let us check about negative, second step. So second step is you have to find number of sign changes in f of minus x. Right, now it is p of x. So let us try to find first p of minus x. So here p of minus x, just replace x with minus x. So this is minus x to the power 5 plus minus x plus 1. Right, so this is your minus x to the power 5 minus x plus 1, because odd power to the minus 1 will give you minus 1 only. From minus to minus, no sign change. From minus to plus, one sign change. Okay. So here number of negative real roots are less than or equal to 1, because maximum is 1. Now here they are telling that it is having at least one rule, at least one real root. That means minimum one real root. Here they are telling that maximum one real root, and that also negative. So if you observe about two statements, so from about two statements, I can say that here number of negative real root, there is only one real root which is negative, and it is 1. So here only one negative real root is there. So if one negative real root is there, only C option is right. And if you have to find complex, right, or let me write over here only, this is your fourth statement, this is your first statement, this is your second statement. So this I have written from fourth and second. So from fourth and second, I can conclude this. Now if I use this third, that is number of imaginary roots are at least n minus 1 plus 2. So now